Get ready to say goodbye to letters in your mailbox on Saturdays. Good afternoon. I'm Robert Hadlock.
I'm Leslie Rohde. The United States Postal Service announced today it will cut costs by stopping Saturday deliveries. The cut is scheduled to happen in August. It's supposed to save the Postal Service about $2 billion a year.
The Postal Service will still deliver packages 6 days a week, but not other mail like letters. It's in part because fewer people write letters these days. KXAN's Angie Bevan has a look at the change many say is a sign of the times.
Eliminating one day of mail will save a lot of money, and for most of us won't make a difference in our day-to-day operations, so we can be thankful we have so many ways to communicate because it hasn't always been that way. So long to Saturday mail delivery.
As most of the mail that we get nowadays is just junk mail.
If it doesn't arrive Saturday, it'll arrive the following Monday.
Or just send an email. But what about a time when putting pen to paper was the only way to connect with the ones you love? Hank Mall has an entire briefcase full of old letters and postcards.
It's dated 20 December 1967. It's from me to my parents.
Notes his mother saved and gave back to him before she passed away.
These are all from Vietnam.
His wife did the same thing.
I have added to it letters that my wife saved, so letters from Vietnam to her when I was over there.
Alice Sneed is holding on to special letters from the past as well.
This is from my brother just before he went overseas, and it's dated June the 2nd, 1942. I graduated from high school June the 2nd that year, but he was writing me a letter thinking about me that night, and every time I read it, I get overcome.
A feeling that a computer screen just can't quite create.
Of course, you depend on email a lot, but then I get cards from my friend from 1941 who lives in Jacksonville, and I look forward to that.
When you can put these away and then come back to them at a later date, that's a lot better than email, which you may or may not save on your computer.
And just for reference, in 1942, when Alice was sending letters, stamps were 3 cents a piece. And back in 1967, when Hank was sending letters to his parents, they were 8 cents a piece. Reporting in Austin, Angie Bevan, KXAN News.
And we took a closer look at the Postal Service's efforts to cut costs. Since 2006, the Postal Service has cut more than a quarter of its full-time workforce. It also consolidated more than 200 mail processing centers around the country and reduced hours at hundreds of rural post offices. Total savings there about $15 billion. Despite those cuts, the Postal Service still lost nearly $16 billion last year alone. One big cost is the amount it has to set aside for health benefits for future retirees. That adds up to more than $11 billion of those losses.